the larger my culture collection has gotten, and it's pretty substantial right now, the more I realize I need a better way of labeling and identifying the different culture plates and petri dishes that I have in here. So I got to thinking, what would be better than just writing on the top of the dishes themselves in permanent marker? Because as you can see clearly here, that's what I've done, and it works, like as you'd expect, but the problem is, even though this is technically a permanent marker, it still has a tendency to rub off fairly easily, actually. And then, like, if I keep them in my fridge, take them out, condensation gets on the outside, and then that just kind of destroys these permanent marker markings. And there's been quite a few times where I've reached in to look at a petri dish, and there's been a couple occasions where I'm like, uh-oh, I don't know what this is, because the marker is like rubbed off, and there's like one letter here and like half a letter there, and it's like, it's not that great. Not to mention that my handwriting is, we'll say it leaves a lot to be desired. I don't have the best penmanship, but it's served me well my whole life, so I guess it is what it is, right? But going back to the labeling system, there's a very easy way to improve this, and that is to just get a label maker and print the name of the mushrooms or whatever you have on here, and then stick that label to the petri dish, and that's perfectly fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I got to thinking, is there a way that I could not only incorporate the name of whatever is on here or the identification of whatever is on these, could I also include more individual information about each petri dish? And that got me thinking about QR codes or data matrix codes or anything that's kind of similar to like a 2D barcode. That's actually a really compact way to store a substantial amount of information in a little tiny square, relatively speaking, of course. So let me just flip this over and show you what I mean. You can see here, like I said, you can absolutely just put the name of your culture on here. That's what I've done. So I can very easily just quickly identify, like, oh, okay, that's exactly what this is. Good deal. But like I said, next to this, next to the printed text, is a QR code. I will get to that in 1 second, but let me show you what I use to print these out. It's a nice little machine that I just bought off of Amazon not too long ago. That's right here. This is the Fomemo D30 label maker, and it was about $36, $37, and this is actually a really nice little label maker. It hooks up to your phone via Bluetooth. You download an app, and you can create all kinds of barcodes. Here, I actually have this up on my computer. I'll show you. You can create all kinds of different labels and barcodes. You can create QR codes. It's actually a really, really nice little label maker. The thing I like about these little thermal printers is they don't use any ink. The paper that you print the labels on is just basically like receipt paper, so you don't have to worry about ink. And these labels here, at least the ones that I bought, the ones that came with this and the ones that I bought, are not actually paper. At least I don't think they are. They don't seem to be. They're like a pretty nice, relatively tough plastic. They don't seem to fade. They don't wear off too easily, and they stick really, really well. So these seem to be pretty durable. So these shouldn't fall off. But even if they do start falling off, you could always just put a piece of tape over them. Since I have I think this is a data matrix barcode instead of a QR code, but same basic principle. In order to do something with that, I also went on to Amazon, same day, and I purchased this. It's a USB barcode scanner. And let me bring that up here on my computer as well. Same exact thing right there, you can see. The nice thing about these USB barcode scanners is you plug them into your computer, and once they are recognized by the computer and the drivers install, does that whole process, you don't need any proprietary software. You don't need any specialized software. Your computer will just read these as a USB keyboard. That means that whatever text you have embedded in that QR code, you scan that with the USB barcode scanner, and then that just basically instantly treats that like you're typing on a keyboard, and it types out whatever it is that data scanned into the memory or whatever of this barcode scanner, and that translates it into keystrokes, which then translate it into text on screen. So you can literally just scan a QR code and go over into a Word document. Oh, this is Open Office Word, but it's the same. It's a word processor, same thing. And it's actually really, really, really simple, and it's really, really nice to have. If you are going to go this route and you do want to get a USB barcode scanner, just make sure that if you are doing QR codes that you get one that is 2D compatible, 2D barcodes compatible, because 1D barcodes are just like the line barcodes, whereas the 2D barcodes are, like the QR codes, like the little squares with all the little wigglies in it and stuff, like this right here. But enough talking about it. Let me show you what happens whenever you scan one of these with a USB barcode scanner. As you can see, the monitor over here is totally blank. Scan that. That just puts up all the information that you embed into that QR code. So this is Panella stypticus, which is a bioluminescent mushroom that I took a spore print of, and I've been growing these out on agar for a little while. And not only was I able to put the name of the culture, I know that this particular individual Petri dish has light malt extract powder 15 grams per liter with some yeast extract powder 1 gram per liter and agar powder 20 grams per liter. The batch that this Petri dish came out of used this formula, so if it doesn't seem to be growing all that great on it, maybe I could tweak the formula a little bit. See what I'm kind of why I wanted to be able to put more information other than just the name on these individual Petri dishes. And then, of course, as well as the date of inoculation, which is the 11th of May, 2023. So not too long ago. Here, I'll scan again while it's on the screen. And it just literally types it out, just like you're typing on a keyboard. I think that'll work really, really good. And I actually do like the fact that I have the name, so you can just see this at quick glance, and then you have the barcode on here if you need to get a little more information about that. So that is fantastic. That works great. Let me get rid of this text right here, because I also want to show you something else real quick. Another reason why I kind of wanted to go with QR codes is because, like I said, I've been getting into these culture slants, which this one's kind of dried out a little bit because I had it in my incubator a little too long, but whatever. As you can see, a perfect example of the permanent marker like starting to wear off there. I could just barely tell what this is. Luckily, I marked this before it all rubbed off, and I was like just kind of left to guess what this was. But since we have a barcode on here, scan that. It is, I will admit, it's a little trickier to scan these barcodes whenever they're on like a curved surface like this. It's really hard to do with only one hand. There we go. But there, I just have the name of these guys on here because I'm going to keep the formula the same for all of my culture slants unless I mark it otherwise. There we go. There, that's better. Okay, but yeah, this is going to be a really, really nice way of labeling my Petri dishes and my different culture slants, culture samples, and I like how, especially on these culture slants, it's a very compact little thing. I mean, even if I wanted to save some more space, I could cut this out to make it even smaller, but I don't have a problem with it being this size on these culture slants. I'm going to go through, not tonight, I'm tired. I was doing a lot of stuff after work tonight, and I'm so tired. So tomorrow, I'm going to go through and I'm going to label as many of my Petri dishes in my culture collection as I possibly can. Some of them I don't remember, like, another reason why I wanted to do this is because a lot of my Petri dishes that I've had in from my refrigerator for quite a while, I have no idea when I inoculated them. So I do not know how old some of them are. This way, I can make sure that whenever I need to know the age or whatever of my Petri dish, bam, scan it, and that tells me all the relevant information to that different Petri dish. But you get the idea. I'm really excited. I think that's going to increase my productivity and just my organization significantly, which at this point I will take anything I can get. All right. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.